Today I'm going to be talking about why college students should not be able to get credit cards. Now, as a college student myself, it is very tempting to use a credit card. You don't see the money, and it's very, very tempting to do so. So today I'm going to talk about the risks associated with having a credit card at the age of a college student, and the risks associated with overspending, overusing, and why we just should not let college students have credit cards. So first and foremost, going to go through some facts here. According to credit.org, college students can overuse credit cards. It says if you can eat it, drink it, or wear it, you don't need it. Credit cards are used or supposed to be used for emergencies only. However, due to this temptation of us wanting to go out and go with our friends after class, it's very easy for us all to overspend. Now, the first thing I'm going to dive into here, debt can be a problem. Because of the overuse and the temptation of wanting to use a credit card, it's very easy to rack up debt that most college students cannot pay back. Trying to go to school as well as working full-time and going to school full-time, if that is what a college student is currently doing, it can be very difficult to have the funds necessary to pay back a minimum payment. And due to the higher interest rates and the APR for credit cards, it is extremely difficult and also very easy to rack up that balance. According to wallethub.com, there is at least $3,280 of average student loan debt, and it actually causes more worry than student loans in the United States alone. So that is $3,280 on a monthly basis that college students, are spending on their credit card. That is a big issue. Number two, most college students need a cosigner. Due to the fact that if you have to be at least 21 years of age, due to the Credit Card Act that was enacted in 2009, now you have to have a cosigner because you don't usually have credit. Now, most other people would argue that you would need a credit card as a college student to help build your credit, which is great if you're using it for emergencies only. And most college students are not. So when you have cosigners on your credit card, you are actually putting them at risk as well because they're the cosigner. So if you cannot pay your monthly payments, that falls back on whoever decides to cosign for you. This can easily affect your parents or your grandparents who also have financial obligations as adults. They have mortgages to pay, or maybe they have other children to take care of or take after. And because you've racked up your credit card debt and you cannot pay it, those obligations financially fall right back on your cosigner. And if you're not 21 years of age, you are required to have one for most credit cards. Now, at least 70% of credit card debt goes to online shopping, 50% of this debt goes to dining, and 44% of this goes to gas. Now, most would also argue that gas is a great way to put it on there because you're already going to spend it, and therefore you can just spend it and pay it off. However, most college students don't have the money they're spending to begin with, so this causes a lot of issues. Now, 96.3% of college students have credit card debt, and this is not including their student loan debt that they're also going to be financially tied to after school. So this is going to add on to that, therefore creating risk down the road. Now, Spiro Financial says spending hurts. $20 charge is easier than $20 cash. If you have $20 cash in your wallet, you're most likely not going to spend it if you see it because you don't want to break the 20. It's a psychological factor. However, if you have $20 on your credit card and you know you don't see it, it's just a quick swipe, or now you have the tap or they insert the card, it's so much easier to spend. But psychologically, according to Spiro Financial, it is easier to do. Now, all in all, the student debt, one payment can cost. If you forget your payment, it can cost you. Not only do you incur late fees, but you also have other penalties and higher interest rates because you are a college student. So therefore, you're going to suffer more than somebody else who has already built their credit at an age in which they're not in college. Now, Gwent 20 said, It is easy to spend and hard to pay back. Only here and there, people will often say. Only here and there I'll use my card. And that's fine. However, if you don't have that money to spend, you shouldn't be spending it. Now, due to that Gwent 20, they also stated that Brittany became homeless. She was in her mid-30s and she became homeless because she couldn't pay those payments back on her credit card. And therefore, it was only not just one, but it was a couple different ones that you have to open, because when you max them out, you run out of that supply of money. So because of that, she became homeless. She had no other options. And Neil's loan debt. It says in the article there that Neil also was seeking out to buy a house after college. And because his credit score was so low due to his credit card debt that he had accrued, he unfortunately could not get a house. Most are held captive to their debt, not only their credit card debt, but also their student loan debt. And college students are victims of this. They usually have to seek out recovery programs or financial help even. And this burdens their future. There's higher interest rates, penalties, and fees. So it's not worth that temptation. We have to be smart as college students, and we have to know, and getting rid of that temptation altogether will help us to build a better future for ourselves. So all in all, I think we should just cut the card.